Hey, Grant Cardone here. Hope you're doing well today. It's the end of the week, and I was just literally, I'm in Miami now, and I just left Los Angeles. And a gentleman that I met at a meet and greet in Los Angeles prior to doing a presentation with Tim Story for Remax said to me, Grant, I would love to know each week what you learned for that week. He's like, I know you're a consummate learner. He said he claimed to be a consummate learner, and I believe that to be the case. And I know I'm always interested. I'm observing, I'm looking, I'm trying to figure out how to do things faster and better for my family. And I want to help make my life easier, and in any way that I can share things that I'm learning that makes your life easier, I want to share with you. So each week I'm going to be sending out an email about what I learned this week. Not what I read. It could have been what I read. It could have been something I studied and learned, but most of the time it's going to be what I learned from actually living my life, doing deals, having experiences, meeting new people. Thanks, Tom. And so each week I want to share with you some things that I learned. Number one thing this week that I learned was I'm so grateful to have work. I'm so grateful to have a purpose and a mission, the ability to accomplish something. I'm so grateful that however that was created, the idea of work and barriers and successes and challenges and opportunities, and find them, because I met some people this week that because they don't have work, particularly one individual, maybe two individuals, because they don't have work and they don't have a purpose and they don't have a mission and they don't have a team, they're very depressed, even to the point of being destructive to themselves and others. So this one dude I met ran into just like all his talent is being sucked out of his universe because he lacks any kind of future. So literally I'm watching this dude consume himself with envy and hate and resentment and blame. So this week I really just learned the value of work. You know, I hear so many people talk about they don't like their work, hate their work, they don't want to go to work. Oh, I got to go to work. Oh, thank God it's Friday, work's over. God, work is such a valuable thing. So number one, work is valuable. It's sacred. It's important. Being part of a team, I need a team around me, and I need a mission, and I need the challenges that go with it. Number two, and by the way, some of this will have other videos that you can find on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, I appreciate it. I certainly appreciate it if you do. If you like what I'm doing, hit the like, comment. What did you learn about work this week? Okay, I'm gonna send out an email every day of every week of 3 or 4 things that I learned this week. Second thing, this week you might have seen some videos that went out about me handling people that were harassing me and bullies. I learned a lot about that this week. I was told over and over by people that work in my company, friends of mine, and even a lawyer, do not respond to this hater. I said, dude, we're past hater now. We're into psycho land. Okay, we're into a guy that's a coward, that's anonymous, that's hiding behind the scenes, that's causing problems, that's saying disparaging things about myself, my brand, my family, my wife, and my kids. Okay, I got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. Do not cause problems for my 5 and 7-year-old. I have a personal assistant that this individual has been harassing, saying bad things about my employees. Regardless of what the lawyer said, regardless of what COO said, regardless of what friends said, dude, I strike back. I strike back. I defend myself. I refuse to cower in the face of a coward. You know, how does evil persist? How does evil get away with doing evil things? Because good people don't stand up. So I was reminded this week of the value of standing up for yourself, you know, and figuring out the tricky way to do it without, you know, disparaging anyone else, but to stand up, protect yourself, and stop the freaking psychos in your life. So that's the second thing I learned. 3, and on a more positive note, third thing I learned was the importance of collaborating with other people. I collaborated with Remax, the Fuentes family, and Tim Story, the freaking brilliant dude. He's so brilliant. And I worked with him in LA. He went on before I did, and then I came in behind him. And the dude is so brilliant. And to hear him talk about me in such a favorable way, we'll put a link in this video so you can see pieces and parts of this presentation, this 2-hour presentation I did for Remax in LA. You'll love it. And it was so inspiring. It's by Tim, both Tim and what I shared with this audience. I got so much for the audience. It was about 600 people in the room, another 200 people for a meet and greet, and it was just a freaking unbelievable experience. So I hope you get to see it. I'll get my team to put pieces of it as soon as we get the whole thing up on YouTube. So you'll have that. Collaborate, don't compete. I spent 35 years competing, thinking I had to beat somebody else. Work with people, man. Find other people that are brilliant. Find other people that are doing even the same exact thing you are and work with them. Lastly, this week, okay, when I was done with my presentation yesterday in LA, we flew across country. I did a meet and greet with a couple hundred people. Then I did we left at 6 o'clock in the morning, got there about noon, did a meet and greet. Then I did a presentation at 3, and then I left there and went and met with the CEO of some executives, not the CEO, but executives at Ashley Furniture, the #1 furniture player in the world. And I learned from Kurt, who I met with. I met with Kurt and Bobby, and Kurt runs the #1 division of all of Ashley Furniture. And this guy is just like so focused, so disciplined, and such a strategic player. Like he always wants more. I was just so inspired. I went and had dinner with these guys, and I went there to learn, to teach them something. I'm the one that learned everything there. And Kurt said to me, he's like, dude, man, it's all about the leadership. If the leadership's not bought in, it doesn't matter how good the initiative is. It doesn't matter how good the product is. It doesn't matter how good my people are. It doesn't even matter how good the systems are. If the people aren't bought in all the way, the program will fail. And I was just reminded of that again about the importance of being obsessed, being all in. That rang true to me. It's not always new information you need, but the reminder from successful people like Kurt of what it takes to be successful. So get your team in place. Make sure you're bought in all the way. Make sure your top people are bought in all the way. Be willing to get rid of people that maybe aren't bought in all the way, and or maybe first try to transform them and get them all in. Those are the 4 things I learned this week. I'd love to know what you learned, okay? I'd love for you to share with me something you learned, some challenge you overcame, something you were reminded of, something you needed to remember, something you read, something dude, this is the truth, okay? These are the 4 things I learned this week. I'll be doing this every week. I'll also send you an email if you like, and I'll put you on my email list of what I learned this week. Okay, I'm always learning something. I hope you are. Thanks for watching. God bless. Be great. Have an awesome weekend. And post in comments below what you learned. I'd love to take something away and add it to my week. Thanks. Hey, so look, my goal is to make your life as easy as possible. Let me know if this does. And by the way, the guy that told me to do this is Captain Ryan. Do you know who Captain Ryan is? Be great and make your life easier. And when you do, show somebody else how to do the same thing. It don't have to be so hard. Let me help you make it easy. Okay, learn from me. Learn from the mistakes. Learn from the successes. It don't have to be so hard, trust me.